Combating Insecurities and Self-sabotage in Relationships. Copyright 2024 NLP Radio Inc. Chapter 1. Understanding Self-sabotage in Relationships. What is self-sabotage? Self-sabotage is a common issue that many people face in their relationships. It is a pattern of behaviors and thoughts that ultimately undermine one's own success and happiness in love. Self-sabotage can manifest in various ways, such as pushing away a partner who is good for you, creating unnecessary drama in the relationship, or constantly doubting yourself and your worth. One of the main reasons why people engage in self-sabotage in relationships is due to deep-rooted insecurities. These insecurities can stem from past traumas, childhood experiences, or negative beliefs about oneself. When these insecurities are not addressed and resolved, they can lead to self-destructive behaviors that sabotage the potential for a healthy and fulfilling relationship. Self-sabotage in relationships often takes the form of self-doubt and negative self-talk. People who struggle with self-sabotage may constantly question their partner's feelings for them, doubt their own worthiness of love, or fear being vulnerable and truly opening up to their partner. These thoughts and beliefs can create a self-fulfilling prophecy where the person's fears and insecurities actually push their partner away. Another common form of self-sabotage in relationships is fear of intimacy. This fear can manifest as a fear of getting too close to someone, a fear of being vulnerable, or a fear of being hurt. People who struggle with fear of intimacy may create distance in their relationships, avoid emotional intimacy, or pick fights with their partner as a way to protect themselves from getting hurt. In order to break the cycle of self-sabotage in love, it is important to first recognize the patterns and behaviors that are holding you back. By identifying your insecurities, fears, and negative beliefs, you can begin to challenge and change them. Seeking therapy, practicing self-care, and building self-confidence are all important steps in combating self-sabotage in relationships. Remember, you are worthy of love and happiness, and you deserve to have a healthy and fulfilling relationship. How self-sabotage manifests in relationships. In relationships, self-sabotage can manifest in various ways, ultimately leading to the deterioration of healthy connections with others. One common way self-sabotage shows up in relationships is through a fear of vulnerability. People who struggle with self-sabotage may have a deep-seated fear of being hurt or rejected, so they put up emotional walls and push their partners away before they can get too close. This fear of vulnerability can prevent them from forming deep, meaningful connections with their partners and ultimately sabotage the relationship. Another way self-sabotage can manifest in relationships is through a lack of communication. People who struggle with self-sabotage often have difficulty expressing their needs and desires to their partners. This can lead to misunderstandings, resentment, and ultimately the breakdown of the relationship. By not communicating openly and honestly with their partners, individuals who self-sabotage in relationships are setting themselves up for failure. Self-sabotage in relationships can also manifest through a pattern of negative thinking and self-doubt. People who struggle with self-sabotage may constantly second-guess themselves, their partners, and the relationship itself. This negative thinking can lead to feelings of insecurity, jealousy, and mistrust, all of which can erode the foundation of a healthy relationship. By allowing these negative thoughts to take over, individuals who self-sabotage in relationships are sabotaging their own happiness and the potential for a successful partnership. Another common way self-sabotage can manifest in relationships is through a fear of intimacy. People who struggle with self-sabotage may have difficulty letting their guard down and allowing themselves to be truly vulnerable with their partners. This fear of intimacy can prevent them from forming deep emotional connections with their partners and can ultimately sabotage the relationship. By avoiding intimacy and emotional closeness, Individuals who self-sabotage in relationships are sabotaging their own chances of finding true love and happiness. In order to break the cycle of self-sabotage in relationships, individuals must first become aware of their patterns and behaviors that are contributing to the problem. By recognizing when they are engaging in self-sabotaging behaviors, individuals can begin to take steps to change their mindset and approach to relationships. This may involve seeking therapy, practicing self-care and self-love, and learning healthy communication skills. By addressing the root causes of their self-sabotage and actively working to overcome it, individuals can create healthier, more fulfilling relationships in the future. The cycle of self-sabotage in love. The cycle of self-sabotage in love is a vicious pattern that many people find themselves trapped in, leading to repeated heartbreak and relationship failures. This destructive cycle often stems from deep-rooted insecurities and fears that manifest in destructive behavior within relationships. Whether it's pushing away a partner who is too good to be true or sabotaging a promising relationship out of fear of getting hurt, the cycle of self-sabotage can be detrimental to one's emotional well-being. One of the key components of the cycle of self-sabotage in love is the tendency to repeat negative patterns from past relationships. Whether it's choosing partners who are emotionally unavailable or repeating the same toxic behaviors that led to previous breakups, self-sabotage often stems from unresolved issues from the past. By recognizing these patterns and understanding their origins, individuals can begin to break free from the cycle and create healthier relationships moving forward. Another common factor in the cycle of self-sabotage in love is a lack of self-worth and confidence. Many individuals who struggle with self-sabotage in relationships may feel unworthy of love and happiness, leading them to sabotage any potential for a successful partnership. By addressing these insecurities and learning to love and value oneself, individuals can begin to break free from the destructive cycle and build healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Breaking the cycle of self-sabotage in love requires a willingness to confront and address one's fears and insecurities head-on. This may involve seeking therapy or counseling to work through past traumas and negative beliefs, as well as practicing self-care and self-compassion to build self-esteem and self-worth. By taking proactive steps to heal and grow, individuals can begin to break free from the cycle of self-sabotage and create the loving, healthy relationships they deserve. In conclusion, the cycle of self-sabotage in love is a challenging pattern to break, but with dedication, self-awareness, and a willingness to confront one's fears and insecurities, it is possible to break free and create healthier, more fulfilling relationships. By recognizing and addressing the root causes of self-sabotage, individuals can begin to heal and grow, paving the way for a brighter, more loving future. Chapter 2: Exploring the Root Causes of Self-Sabotage. Childhood trauma and its impact on relationships. Childhood trauma can have a profound impact on our relationships as adults. Whether it was experiencing abuse, neglect, or any other form of trauma during childhood, these experiences can shape how we view ourselves and others in relationships. The wounds from our past can lead to insecurities, trust issues, and self-sabotaging behaviors that can prevent us from having healthy and fulfilling connections with others. For those struggling with self-sabotage in relationships, it is important to recognize the impact that childhood trauma may be having on your behavior. Often, our past experiences can manifest in our present relationships, causing us to push people away, sabotage good things, or struggle with intimacy. By understanding the root of these behaviors, we can begin to heal and break the cycle of self-sabotage. One common way that childhood trauma can impact relationships is through attachment styles. Those who experienced insecure attachments in childhood may struggle with forming healthy attachments in adulthood. This can lead to fears of abandonment, difficulty trusting others, and a constant need for validation and reassurance in relationships. By recognizing your attachment style and how it may be influencing your behavior, you can begin to work towards developing more secure and healthy relationships. Childhood trauma can also lead to a negative self-image and low self-worth, which can sabotage relationships. If you were made to feel unworthy or unlovable during childhood, you may struggle to believe that you deserve love and happiness in your adult relationships. This can lead to self-sabotaging behaviors such as pushing people away, picking fights, or seeking out toxic relationships. By working on building your self-esteem and challenging negative beliefs about yourself, you can begin to break the cycle of self-sabotage in love. Healing from childhood trauma and breaking the cycle of self-sabotage in relationships is a journey that takes time and effort. It may involve working with a therapist, practicing self-care, and learning healthy coping mechanisms for dealing with triggers and negative emotions. By facing your past and working towards healing, you can create the space for healthy and fulfilling relationships in your life. Remember, you deserve love and happiness, and you have the power to break free from the cycle of self-sabotage. Fear of vulnerability and intimacy. In this subchapter, we will explore the fear of vulnerability and intimacy that often leads to self-sabotage in relationships. Many people struggle with allowing themselves to be truly vulnerable with their partners, fearing that they will be hurt or rejected if they show their true selves. This fear can manifest in a variety of ways, from avoiding deep conversations to sabotaging the relationship altogether. One of the key reasons why people fear vulnerability and intimacy is due to past experiences of rejection or betrayal. These past wounds can create a barrier between us and our partners, making it difficult to truly open up and be vulnerable. However, it is important to recognize that vulnerability is not a weakness, but rather a strength. It takes courage to be vulnerable and show our true selves to someone else. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable and intimate with our partners, we create a deeper connection and sense of intimacy in the relationship. This can lead to greater trust, communication, and overall satisfaction in the relationship. By facing our fear of vulnerability head-on, we can break the cycle of self-sabotage and create healthier, more fulfilling relationships. It is also important to recognize that vulnerability and intimacy are essential components of any healthy relationship. Without vulnerability, we cannot truly connect with our partners on a deep level. By embracing vulnerability and allowing ourselves to be truly intimate with our partners, we can break free from the cycle of self-sabotage and create lasting, loving relationships. In conclusion, the fear of vulnerability and intimacy can be a major obstacle in relationships, leading to self-sabotage and unhappiness. By facing our fears, recognizing the importance of vulnerability, and allowing ourselves to be truly intimate with our partners, we can break free from self-sabotaging behaviors and create healthier, more fulfilling relationships. It is never too late to overcome our fears and create the loving, intimate relationships we truly desire. Low self-esteem and negative self-talk. Low self-esteem and negative self-talk are common issues that can contribute to self-sabotage in relationships. When we don't believe in ourselves or feel unworthy of love, we may engage in behaviors that sabotage our chances of finding and maintaining a healthy relationship. Negative self-talk can be a vicious cycle, leading us to believe that we are not deserving of love or that we are not good enough for a fulfilling relationship. Many people with low self-esteem may struggle with feelings of inadequacy or worthlessness, which can impact their interactions with others. They may have a hard time setting boundaries or expressing their needs, leading to a cycle of unhealthy relationships. Negative self-talk can reinforce these beliefs, making it difficult to break free from self-sabotaging behaviors. It's important for individuals struggling with low self-esteem and negative self-talk to recognize these patterns and work on building their self-worth. This can involve challenging negative thoughts and beliefs, practicing self-care, and seeking therapy or support from loved ones. By addressing these underlying issues, individuals can begin to break the cycle of self-sabotage in relationships and create healthier connections with others. One strategy for combating insecurities and self-sabotage in relationships is to practice self-compassion. This involves treating oneself with kindness and understanding, rather than harsh self-criticism. By acknowledging our flaws and imperfections without judgment, we can begin to cultivate a sense of self-acceptance and worthiness. Self-compassion can help individuals to challenge negative self-talk and build a more positive self-image, reducing the likelihood of self-sabotaging behaviors in relationships. In conclusion, low self-esteem and negative self-talk can contribute to self-sabotage in relationships by reinforcing feelings of inadequacy and unworthiness. By recognizing these patterns and working on building self-worth, individuals can begin to break free from self-sabotaging behaviors and create healthier connections with others. Practicing self-compassion and seeking support are important strategies for combating insecurities and self-sabotage in relationships. It's never too late to break the cycle of self-sabotage and find the love and connection we deserve. Chapter 3: Recognizing Patterns of Self-Sabotage. Identifying your self-sabotaging behaviors. One of the first steps in breaking the cycle of self-sabotage in love is to identify the behaviors that are holding you back from forming healthy, fulfilling relationships. Self-sabotage can manifest in many ways, from pushing away potential partners to sabotaging existing relationships through jealousy or insecurity. By taking the time to recognize these behaviors, you can begin to address them head-on and work towards building healthier relationship patterns. One common self-sabotaging behavior is negative self-talk. This can include constantly putting yourself down, doubting your worthiness of love, or berating yourself for past mistakes. By becoming aware of these negative thought patterns, you can start to challenge them and replace them with more positive and affirming beliefs about yourself. This shift in mindset can have a profound impact on how you approach relationships and how you allow yourself to be treated by others. Another self-sabotaging behavior to watch out for is fear of intimacy. This fear can stem from past traumas or experiences that have left you feeling vulnerable or unsafe in close relationships. It may manifest as a reluctance to open up emotionally, a tendency to push people away when they get too close, or an inability to trust others. By acknowledging and addressing this fear, you can begin to cultivate a sense of trust and vulnerability in your relationships, allowing for deeper connections to form. Jealousy and insecurity are also common self-sabotaging behaviors that can wreak havoc on your relationships. These emotions can stem from a lack of self-confidence or unresolved issues from past relationships. By recognizing when these feelings arise and exploring their root causes, you can begin to work through them and develop healthier ways of coping with them. This may involve seeking therapy, practicing self-care, or engaging in activities that boost your self-esteem and confidence. By identifying and addressing your self-sabotaging behaviors, you can take the first steps towards breaking the cycle of self-sabotage in love. This process takes time and effort, but the rewards of healthier, more fulfilling relationships are well worth it. Remember, you deserve to be loved and to have loving, supportive relationships in your life. By taking the time to understand and overcome your self-sabotaging behaviors, you can create the space for love to thrive and flourish in your life. Understanding triggers for self-sabotage. Self-sabotage in relationships can be a complex and challenging issue to overcome. In order to break the cycle of self-destructive behavior, it is crucial to first understand the triggers that lead to this destructive pattern. By identifying these triggers, individuals can begin to address the root causes of their self-sabotage and take steps towards healing and growth. One common trigger for self-sabotage in relationships is a deep-seated fear of intimacy. This fear can stem from past experiences of rejection or abandonment, leading individuals to push away potential partners as a way to protect themselves from getting hurt. By recognizing this fear and working through it with the help of a therapist or counselor, individuals can begin to build healthier and more fulfilling relationships. Another trigger for self-sabotage in relationships is low self-esteem and feelings of unworthiness. When individuals do not believe they deserve love and happiness, they may engage in behaviors that sabotage their relationships as a way to confirm their negative beliefs about themselves. By practicing self-love and self-compassion, individuals can begin to challenge these negative beliefs and build a stronger sense of self-worth. Insecurities can also be a major trigger for self-sabotage in relationships. When individuals feel insecure about themselves or their partner, they may engage in behaviors such as jealousy, control, or manipulation that ultimately damage the relationship. By addressing these insecurities head-on and communicating openly and honestly with their partner, individuals can begin to build trust and create a more secure and stable relationship. It is important for individuals struggling with self-sabotage in relationships to recognize their triggers and seek support and guidance in addressing them. By working through their fears, insecurities, and negative beliefs, individuals can begin to break the cycle of self-destructive behavior and create healthier and more fulfilling relationships. With self-awareness, self-reflection, and a willingness to change, individuals can overcome self-sabotage and build the loving and lasting relationships they deserve. Reflecting on past relationship patterns. In this subchapter, we will delve into the importance of reflecting on past relationship patterns in order to break the cycle of self-sabotage in love. Many of us find ourselves stuck in a pattern of attracting the same types of partners or engaging in the same destructive behaviors in relationships. By taking the time to reflect on our past experiences, we can gain insight into why we may be repeating these patterns and take steps to break free from them. One of the first steps in reflecting on past relationship patterns is to identify common themes or trends in our past relationships. This may include noticing similarities in the type of partners we have been attracted to, the dynamics of our relationships, or the ways in which we have responded to conflict or challenges. By recognizing these patterns, we can begin to understand the underlying beliefs or insecurities that may be driving our behavior. Another important aspect of reflecting on past relationship patterns is examining our own role in the dynamics of our relationships. This means taking a hard look at our own behaviors, attitudes, and beliefs that may have contributed to the problems in our relationships. It can be uncomfortable to confront our own shortcomings, but doing so is essential in order to break the cycle of self-sabotage in love. Once we have identified the patterns and behaviors that have been holding us back in our relationships, the next step is to take action to change them. This may involve seeking therapy or counseling to work through past traumas or insecurities, setting boundaries in our relationships, or learning new communication skills. Breaking the cycle of self-sabotage in love is a process that takes time and effort, but with dedication and self-awareness, it is possible to create healthier, more fulfilling relationships. In conclusion, reflecting on past relationship patterns is a crucial step in breaking the cycle of self-sabotage in love. By gaining insight into our past experiences, taking responsibility for our own behaviors, and making positive changes, we can break free from destructive relationship patterns and create healthier, more fulfilling connections with others. Remember, it is never too late to break free from old patterns and create the love and happiness you deserve. Chapter 4: Overcoming Insecurities and Building Self-Confidence. Challenging negative beliefs about yourself. One of the biggest obstacles to breaking the cycle of self-sabotage in love is the negative beliefs we hold about ourselves. These beliefs often stem from past experiences, childhood traumas, or societal pressures. They can manifest as feelings of unworthiness, inadequacy, or fear of rejection. However, it is essential to recognize that these beliefs are not the truth about who we are. They are merely stories we have been telling ourselves for far too long. To combat these negative beliefs, it is crucial to challenge them head-on. This means questioning the validity of these beliefs and examining the evidence that supports them. For example, if you believe you are unworthy of love because of past failed relationships, ask yourself if that is truly the case. Are there instances in your life where you have been loved and appreciated? By challenging these beliefs, you can begin to see them for what they truly are: limiting beliefs that do not serve you. Another powerful way to challenge negative beliefs about yourself is to practice self-compassion and self-acceptance. Instead of berating yourself for past mistakes or perceived flaws, try to treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Remember that nobody is perfect, and it is okay to make mistakes. By practicing self-compassion, you can begin to cultivate a more positive self-image and challenge those negative beliefs that have been holding you back. It is also important to surround yourself with supportive and loving people who can help you challenge these negative beliefs. Seek out friends, family members, or a therapist who can offer encouragement and validation. By building a strong support system, you can begin to see yourself through the eyes of those who truly care about you, rather than through the lens of your own self-doubt. In conclusion, challenging negative beliefs about yourself is a crucial step in breaking the cycle of self-sabotage in love. By questioning the validity of these beliefs, practicing self-compassion, and surrounding yourself with supportive people, you can begin to cultivate a more positive self-image and create healthier relationships. Remember that you are worthy of love and happiness, and you have the power to change the narrative you tell yourself about who you are. Practicing self-compassion and self-care. In order to break the cycle of self-sabotage in love, it is crucial for individuals to prioritize self-compassion and self-care. Many people who struggle with insecurities and self-sabotage in relationships often neglect their own well-being in favor of trying to please others or seeking validation from external sources. However, true healing and growth can only occur when individuals learn to show themselves the same kindness and understanding that they would offer to a friend in need. Self-compassion involves treating oneself with love, kindness, and understanding, especially in times of struggle or failure. It means acknowledging one's imperfections and mistakes without judgment and instead offering oneself words of encouragement and support. When individuals practice self-compassion, they are better equipped to navigate the challenges of relationships with a greater sense of self-worth and resilience. Self-care is another essential component of breaking the cycle of self-sabotage in love. This involves prioritizing one's physical, emotional, and mental well-being through activities that promote relaxation, stress relief, and overall health. Self-care can take many forms, such as exercise, meditation, journaling, or spending time with loved ones. By taking the time to care for oneself, individuals can build a stronger foundation of self-love and confidence, which can in turn improve the quality of their relationships. It is important for individuals struggling with insecurities and self-sabotage in relationships to establish a regular self-care routine that works for them. This may involve setting aside time each day for activities that bring joy and relaxation, or seeking professional help from a therapist or counselor to address underlying issues and develop healthy coping mechanisms. By prioritizing self-care, individuals can begin to break free from the destructive patterns of self-sabotage and cultivate healthier, more fulfilling relationships. In conclusion, practicing self-compassion and self-care is essential for individuals looking to break the cycle of self-sabotage in love. By treating oneself with kindness and prioritizing one's well-being, individuals can develop a stronger sense of self-worth and resilience that will empower them to navigate relationships with greater ease and confidence. Remember, self-love is the foundation for all healthy relationships, and by investing in oneself, individuals can break free from destructive patterns and create a life filled with love, joy, and fulfillment. Setting boundaries and asserting your needs. Setting boundaries and asserting your needs is crucial when it comes to breaking the cycle of self-sabotage in love. Many people who struggle with self-sabotage in relationships often find themselves neglecting their own needs and allowing others to take advantage of them. By setting clear boundaries and standing up for yourself, you can begin to break free from this destructive cycle. One of the first steps in setting boundaries is identifying what your needs are. Take some time to reflect on what is important to you in a relationship and what behaviors are unacceptable. Once you have a clear understanding of your needs, communicate them to your partner in a calm and assertive manner. It is important to be firm in expressing your boundaries, but also open to compromise and negotiation. It is common for those who struggle with self-sabotage to have difficulty asserting their needs due to feelings of inadequacy or fear of rejection. However, by standing up for yourself and communicating your boundaries effectively, you are showing that you value yourself and deserve to be treated with respect. Remember that setting boundaries is not about controlling your partner, but rather about creating a healthy and mutually respectful relationship. In addition to setting boundaries, it is important to practice self-care and self-love. Take time to prioritize your own needs and make sure to communicate them to your partner. Remember that you are worthy of love and respect, and that it is okay to put yourself first. By taking care of yourself and asserting your needs, you are less likely to fall into patterns of self-sabotage in relationships. Breaking the cycle of self-sabotage in love is a journey that requires courage, self-awareness, and a willingness to change. By setting boundaries and asserting your needs, you are taking an important step towards creating healthy and fulfilling relationships. Remember that you deserve to be treated with love and respect, and that by standing up for yourself, you are setting the foundation for a brighter future. Chapter 5. Breaking the cycle of self-sabotage. Developing healthy relationship habits. Developing healthy relationship habits is crucial for breaking the cycle of self-sabotage in love. For those who struggle with insecurities and self-sabotage in relationships, it is important to recognize the patterns that are causing harm and take proactive steps to change them. By developing healthy relationship habits, individuals can create a strong foundation for lasting and fulfilling partnerships. One key aspect of developing healthy relationship habits is communication. Open and honest communication is essential for building trust and understanding in a relationship. By expressing thoughts and feelings openly and listening to your partner with empathy, you can avoid misunderstandings and conflicts that often stem from insecurities and self-sabotage. It is important to communicate your needs and boundaries clearly, and to also be receptive to your partner's needs and boundaries. Another important aspect of developing healthy relationship habits is setting boundaries. Boundaries are essential for self-care and maintaining a sense of individual identity within a relationship. By setting and respecting boundaries, you can prevent feelings of resentment and protect yourself from being taken advantage of. Boundaries also help to establish a sense of safety and security in a relationship, which is essential for combating insecurities and self-sabotage. In addition to communication and boundaries, practicing self-love and self-care is crucial for developing healthy relationship habits. It is important to prioritize your own emotional and physical well-being in order to show up fully in a relationship. By taking care of yourself and nurturing your own needs, you can avoid seeking validation and fulfillment from others, which often leads to self-sabotage. Remember that you are worthy of love and respect, and that self-love is the foundation for healthy and fulfilling relationships. Finally, seeking support from a therapist or counselor can be beneficial for those struggling with insecurities and self-sabotage in relationships. A professional can help you explore the root causes of your patterns and provide tools and strategies for breaking the cycle. By investing in your own personal growth and healing, you can develop the skills and awareness needed to create healthy and loving relationships. Remember that change takes time and effort, but with dedication and self-reflection, you can break free from self-sabotage and cultivate lasting happiness and love. Communicating effectively in relationships. In order to break the cycle of self-sabotage and love, it is crucial to focus on communicating effectively in relationships. This is often easier said than done, especially for those who struggle with insecurities and self-sabotaging behaviors. However, by learning how to communicate openly and honestly with your partner, you can begin to build a strong foundation for a healthy and successful relationship. One of the key aspects of effective communication in relationships is being able to express your needs and desires clearly. Many people who struggle with self-sabotage in love have a hard time asking for what they want, fearing rejection or abandonment. However, by practicing assertiveness and setting boundaries, you can learn to communicate your needs in a healthy and respectful way. It is also important to actively listen to your partner and validate their feelings. Oftentimes, people who struggle with self-sabotage in relationships are so focused on their own insecurities and fears that they fail to truly listen to their partner's perspective. By practicing active listening and showing empathy towards your partner, you can build trust and strengthen your connection. Additionally, it is important to be mindful of your nonverbal communication in relationships. Body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions can all convey messages to your partner, even if you are not saying anything verbally. By being aware of your nonverbal cues and making an effort to communicate effectively through them, you can avoid misunderstandings and conflicts in your relationship. In conclusion, effective communication is essential for combating insecurities and self-sabotage in relationships. By learning to express your needs, listen to your partner, and communicate nonverbally, you can build a strong and healthy relationship based on trust and mutual respect. Remember that communication is a skill that can be learned and improved upon, so don't be afraid to seek out help or resources to enhance your communication skills in your relationships. Seeking support and professional help. One of the most important steps in breaking the cycle of self-sabotage in love is seeking support and professional help. It can be difficult to acknowledge that you may need help, but reaching out to others for support is a crucial part of the healing process. Whether it's talking to a trusted friend or family member, joining a support group, or seeking the guidance of a therapist, finding someone to confide in can make a world of difference in overcoming your insecurities and self-sabotaging behaviors. Therapy can be a powerful tool in helping you understand the root causes of your self-sabotage and giving you the tools to break free from destructive patterns in relationships. A therapist can provide a safe space for you to explore your feelings, challenge negative beliefs about yourself, and learn healthier ways of coping with difficult emotions. They can also help you develop a deeper understanding of your own needs and desires and teach you how to communicate effectively in your relationships. In addition to therapy, support groups can also be a valuable resource for those struggling with self-sabotage in relationships. Connecting with others who are going through similar challenges can help you feel less alone and provide you with a sense of community and understanding. Support groups can offer a safe space for you to share your experiences, receive feedback and advice, and gain new perspectives on your own behavior. It's important to remember that seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. It takes courage to acknowledge that you have a problem and take steps to address it. By reaching out for support and professional help, you are taking an important step towards breaking the cycle of self-sabotage in love and creating healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Remember, you don't have to go through this alone. There are people who care about you, and want to help you succeed in overcoming your insecurities and self-sabotaging behaviors. By seeking support and professional help, you are taking an important step towards breaking free from the cycle of self-sabotage and creating the happy, healthy relationships you deserve. Chapter 6: Embracing Self-Love and Empowerment. Cultivating self-love and acceptance. In order to break the cycle of self-sabotage and love, it is essential to cultivate self-love and acceptance. Many individuals who struggle with insecurities and self-sabotage in relationships often have a difficult time loving and accepting themselves fully. This lack of self-love can lead to behaviors that undermine their relationships and prevent them from experiencing true intimacy and connection with their partners. One of the first steps in cultivating self-love and acceptance is to practice self-care and self-compassion. This means taking the time to prioritize your own needs and well-being and treating yourself with kindness and understanding. By practicing self-care, you can begin to build a stronger sense of self-worth and confidence, which can help you break free from the patterns of self-sabotage that have been holding you back in your relationships. Another important aspect of cultivating self-love and acceptance is to challenge negative beliefs and self-critical thoughts. Many individuals who struggle with self-sabotage in relationships have deep-seated beliefs about themselves that are rooted in fear and insecurity. By identifying and challenging these negative beliefs, you can begin to replace them with more positive and empowering beliefs that support your self-worth and self-love. It is also important to surround yourself with supportive and loving people who can help you on your journey towards self-love and acceptance. Building a strong support system of friends, family, or a therapist can provide you with the encouragement and guidance you need to overcome your insecurities and self-sabotaging behaviors. By seeking out the support of others, you can begin to see yourself in a more positive light and learn to love and accept yourself unconditionally. Ultimately, cultivating self-love and acceptance is a lifelong journey that requires dedication and commitment. By practicing self-care, challenging negative beliefs, and seeking out support from others, you can begin to break the cycle of self-sabotage in love and create healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Remember, you are worthy of love and deserving of happiness, and by cultivating self-love and acceptance, you can begin to build the loving and fulfilling relationships you deserve. Embracing your worthiness and deservingness. In order to break the cycle of self-sabotage in love, it is crucial to start by embracing your worthiness and deservingness. Many people with the problem of self-sabotage in relationships struggle with feelings of inadequacy and unworthiness, which can lead to behaviors that undermine their chances of finding and maintaining healthy, fulfilling relationships. By recognizing and accepting your own worthiness and deservingness, you can begin to shift your mindset and behavior towards a more positive and self-affirming direction. One of the first steps in embracing your worthiness and deservingness is to challenge any negative beliefs or thoughts you may have about yourself. It is common for those who struggle with self-sabotage in relationships to have internalized negative messages about their worth and value, often stemming from past experiences or relationships. By actively working to identify and challenge these negative beliefs, you can begin to replace them with more positive and self-affirming thoughts that reflect your true worth and deservingness. Another important aspect of embracing your worthiness and deservingness is practicing self-compassion and self-care. People who struggle with self-sabotage in relationships often prioritize the needs and feelings of others over their own, leading to feelings of resentment and inadequacy. By taking the time to prioritize your own self-care and well-being, you can begin to cultivate a sense of worthiness and deservingness that is not dependent on external validation or approval. It is also important to surround yourself with supportive and loving individuals who can help reinforce your sense of worthiness and deservingness. Building a strong support network of friends, family, or a therapist can provide you with the encouragement and validation you need to break the cycle of self-sabotage and love. By surrounding yourself with people who affirm your worth and value, you can begin to internalize these positive messages and beliefs about yourself. Ultimately, embracing your worthiness and deservingness is a journey that takes time and effort, but the rewards are well worth it. By challenging negative beliefs, practicing self-compassion, and surrounding yourself with supportive individuals, you can begin to break free from the cycle of self-sabotage and love and cultivate healthy, fulfilling relationships that honor your true worth and deservingness. Remember, you are worthy of love and happiness, and you deserve to have fulfilling relationships that reflect your true value. Moving forward with confidence and resilience. Moving forward with confidence and resilience is essential for those who struggle with self-sabotage in relationships. It is important to recognize that self-sabotage often stems from deep-rooted insecurities and fears that can impact the way we navigate romantic connections. By addressing these issues head-on and developing a sense of self-assurance, individuals can break the cycle of self-sabotage and cultivate healthier relationships. One key aspect of moving forward with confidence and resilience is learning to trust oneself. Many individuals who struggle with self-sabotage in relationships often doubt their own worth and judgment, which can lead to destructive behaviors. By building self-trust through self-reflection and self-compassion, individuals can begin to make choices that align with their values and desires, rather than succumbing to self-sabotaging tendencies. Another crucial step in moving forward with confidence and resilience is setting boundaries. It is important for individuals to establish clear boundaries in their relationships and communicate them effectively. By asserting boundaries, individuals can protect themselves from being taken advantage of or mistreated and create a sense of safety and security in their relationships. This can help individuals feel more empowered and in control, reducing the likelihood of engaging in self-sabotaging behaviors. In addition to trusting oneself and setting boundaries, practicing self-care is essential for moving forward with confidence and resilience. Self-care involves taking care of one's physical, emotional, and mental well-being, and is crucial for combating insecurities and self-sabotage in relationships. By prioritizing self-care activities such as exercise, mindfulness, and therapy, individuals can nurture their self-esteem and resilience and develop a stronger sense of self-worth that can help them navigate relationships more effectively. Ultimately, moving forward with confidence and resilience requires individuals to embrace vulnerability and take risks in their relationships. It is important to be open and honest with oneself and others about one's fears, insecurities, and past experiences in order to cultivate deeper connections and build trust. By facing these challenges head-on and embracing vulnerability, individuals can break the cycle of self-sabotage and love and create healthier, more fulfilling relationships that are based on mutual respect, understanding, and trust. Chapter 7: Creating Healthy and Fulfilling Relationships. Building Trust and Emotional Intimacy. Building trust and emotional intimacy is crucial in breaking the cycle of self-sabotage and love. For those struggling with insecurities and self-sabotage in relationships, it is important to recognize that trust is the foundation upon which a healthy relationship is built. Without trust, it is difficult to establish emotional intimacy, which is essential for a lasting and fulfilling connection with your partner. One of the key ways to build trust in a relationship is through open and honest communication. This means being vulnerable with your partner and sharing your thoughts, feelings, and fears. By being transparent and authentic, you show your partner that they can trust you and that you are committed to building a strong and healthy relationship. Another important aspect of building trust and emotional intimacy is being reliable and consistent in your actions. This means following through on your promises, being there for your partner when they need you, and showing up for them in both good times and bad. By demonstrating that you can be counted on, you strengthen the foundation of trust in your relationship. In addition to communication and reliability, it is also important to show empathy and understanding towards your partner. This means actively listening to their needs and concerns, validating their feelings, and being supportive of their emotional well-being. By showing compassion and empathy, you create a safe and nurturing environment for emotional intimacy to flourish. Overall, building trust and emotional intimacy requires effort, patience, and a willingness to be vulnerable with your partner. By prioritizing open communication, reliability, empathy, and understanding, you can break the cycle of self-sabotage and love and create a strong and lasting connection with your partner. Trust is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship, and by actively working to build and maintain trust, you can overcome insecurities and self-sabotaging behaviors to create a fulfilling and loving partnership. Nurturing healthy communication and conflict resolution. Healthy communication and conflict resolution are essential skills for maintaining successful and fulfilling relationships. For those struggling with self-sabotage in relationships, these skills are even more crucial. By nurturing healthy communication habits and learning effective conflict resolution techniques, individuals can break the cycle of self-sabotage and cultivate stronger, more resilient relationships. One key aspect of healthy communication is active listening. This means truly listening to your partner without interrupting or formulating a response in your mind. By giving your partner your full attention and validating their feelings, you show them respect and create a safe space for open and honest communication. Active listening can help prevent misunderstandings and conflicts from escalating, allowing for more productive and meaningful conversations. Another important component of healthy communication is expressing your own thoughts and feelings effectively. It's important to use I statements to take ownership of your emotions and avoid blaming or accusing your partner. By expressing yourself honestly and assertively, you can create a sense of mutual understanding and trust in your relationship. This can help prevent self-sabotaging behaviors such as bottling up emotions or passive-aggressive communication. When conflicts do arise, it's important to approach them with a mindset of collaboration rather than competition. Instead of trying to win an argument or prove your point, focus on finding a solution that benefits both partners. This requires empathy, compromise, and a willingness to see things from your partner's perspective. By working together to resolve conflicts, you can strengthen your bond and build a foundation of trust and respect in your relationship. In addition to nurturing healthy communication habits, it's important to develop effective conflict resolution skills. This involves staying calm, listening actively, and seeking common ground with your partner. It's also important to set boundaries, take breaks when needed, and seek outside help if necessary. By approaching conflicts with a positive and constructive attitude, you can break the cycle of self-sabotage and create a more harmonious and fulfilling relationship. Overall, nurturing healthy communication and conflict resolution skills is essential for combating insecurities and self-sabotage in relationships. By actively listening, expressing yourself assertively, and approaching conflicts collaboratively, individuals can break free from destructive patterns and cultivate stronger, more resilient relationships. With practice and dedication, it is possible to create a loving and supportive partnership built on mutual respect, understanding, and effective communication. Celebrating your growth and progress. In this subchapter, we will explore the importance of celebrating your growth and progress in overcoming self-sabotage in relationships. It is essential to acknowledge the hard work and effort you have put into breaking the cycle of self-sabotage and recognize the progress you have made. Celebrating your growth is a way to boost your self-confidence and motivation to continue on the path to healthy, fulfilling relationships. One way to celebrate your growth and progress is to set aside time to reflect on your journey. Take a moment to look back on where you started and how far you have come. Acknowledge the challenges you have faced and the obstacles you have overcome. By recognizing your progress, you can see the positive changes you have made in your relationships and build momentum for further growth. Another way to celebrate your growth is to reward yourself for your achievements. Treat yourself to something special, whether it's a relaxing spa day, a weekend getaway, or a nice dinner out. By celebrating your progress in a tangible way, you can reinforce the positive changes you have made and remind yourself of the importance of self-care and self-love in overcoming self-sabotage. In addition to reflecting on your journey and rewarding yourself, it is also important to share your success with others. Celebrate your growth with friends, family, or a therapist who has supported you along the way. By sharing your progress with others, you can receive validation and encouragement, which can further boost your confidence and motivation to continue breaking the cycle of self-sabotage in relationships. In conclusion, celebrating your growth and progress in overcoming self-sabotage in relationships is a crucial step in building a healthy, fulfilling love life. By reflecting on your journey, rewarding yourself for your achievements, and sharing your success with others, you can boost your self-confidence and motivation to continue on the path to healing and growth. Remember to be proud of the progress you have made and celebrate each step forward in your journey to breaking the cycle of self-sabotage and love. Conclusion: embracing a new chapter of love and self-discovery. In conclusion, embracing a new chapter of love and self-discovery is essential for breaking the cycle of self-sabotage in relationships. It is important to recognize that self-sabotage is often rooted in deep-seated insecurities and fears that prevent us from fully embracing love and happiness. By taking the time to reflect on our past experiences and identifying patterns of behavior that no longer serve us, we can begin to make positive changes in our lives. One of the key steps in combating insecurities and self-sabotage in relationships is to practice self-love and self-compassion. This means being kind to ourselves, forgiving ourselves for past mistakes, and learning to accept ourselves just as we are. When we can truly love ourselves, we are better equipped to love others in a healthy and fulfilling way. Another important aspect of breaking the cycle of self-sabotage in love is to set boundaries and communicate openly and honestly with our partners. By expressing our needs and desires clearly, we can avoid misunderstandings and conflicts that may lead to self-sabotaging behavior. It is also important to surround ourselves with supportive and understanding people who can help us navigate the challenges of building healthy relationships. As we embark on this journey of self-discovery and personal growth, it is important to remember that change takes time and patience. We may encounter setbacks along the way, but it is important to stay committed to our goal of breaking the cycle of self-sabotage in love. By embracing a new chapter of love and self-discovery, we can create the fulfilling and meaningful relationships we deserve. In conclusion, by taking the time to address our insecurities and self-sabotaging behaviors, we can break free from the cycle of self-sabotage in love and create lasting and meaningful connections with others. It is never too late to start anew and embrace a new chapter of love and self-discovery. Let us take the first step towards building healthy, loving relationships and living our best lives.